Earlier this week, Nintendo announced their next installment for the Legend of Zelda series, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This is a really big deal, as it's the first new top-down Zelda game since 2013. You can really tell the devs put a lot of effort into making the game. Eiji Aonuma has stated previously that he wanted to push the 2D Zelda format further into thinking about how they could break conventions and innovate this style of Zelda. And now we see those desires coming true. One of the biggest changes being that for the first time in 38 years, we will be playing as Princess Zelda herself instead of Link. They seem to be aiming to create a more sandbox-style open world, with Zelda as the protagonist being used to encourage players to use a more puzzle-solving mindset when exploring the world. Steps that some top-down Zelda games have attempted to do in their own overworlds, but never to this extent. So it is really exciting to see this being expanded. My main concern about the game isn't the fact that the game seems less linear, or the fact that Zelda is the protagonist. It's actually Zelda's weapon, or lack thereof a weapon. I've heard some people say online that it would be unrealistic to give Zelda a sword, and that she wouldn't be able to use it, but I have to disagree with that. Zelda has been seen with a sword in Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, and has used the Bow of Light in countless other games, not to mention how she was trained as a Sheikah in Ocarina of Time. I have no doubts that the princess would be able to defend herself in a traditional way, but I'm not against her wielding the Tri-Rod in place of a sword, because I can tell what the developers are trying to do. They're trying to turn the act of fighting into a puzzle itself. Traditionally, in Zelda, you could just waltz up to an enemy encampment and defeat it without much thought, but it seems the developers are trying to teach us a lesson similar to the one many players learned in Breath of the Wild. Fighting in raids must be planned and prepared for before you make the charge, lest you die in battle. The idea of carefully planning what monsters to spawn to help you win a victory is a really cool concept. My main concern is that relying on enemies or random items, like rocks, will make Echoes of Wisdom's combat passive. Similar to how in Ocarina of Time, you had to patiently wait for an enemy to let their guard down for you to get a hit on them. I'm worried that in Echoes of Wisdom, you will essentially have to sit back and watch, hoping your strategy works out. Hylia knows that will make boss fights a nightmare in this case. However, while this is still very much a concern of mine, and likely will until we're shown more of the game, I don't think it will be a problem in the end. There's a scene in the trailer where Zelda is shown using a wind-up Octorok to attack a Boroblin encampment. This Octorok doesn't seem to be an echo due to the lack of an upside-down triangle from its head, making me think it's an item, like from previous Zelda games. My hope for Echoes of Wisdom is that in addition to wielding echoes, Zelda will have other tools and items that can be used for exploration and combat. At the end of the day, I'm still really looking forward to this game, and I'm eagerly waiting to see what this new style of gameplay will look like. But what do you think? Will the echoes cause a problem for combat, or do you think everything will be fine in the end? Do you have any concerns for this new game? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'm Asmajara, and I'll see you guys later.